everyone, and welcome to DC Fine Art. Today we're just doing a short video. This is of our live stream. We were working on a lucky chicken. So in this video, I went ahead and finished the lucky chicken, and I just wanted to go over some of the things that I did in order to finish this piece off. Now, the reason why I'm doing that instead of on our live stream is because we're coming out with a new one, and I just can't wait to start it. So we're going to be working with color pencil in our next live stream on Tuesdays. Definitely don't miss that one. And it is going to be of oranges with this beautiful green stem with these it's green leaves with a stem, but it is just really, really cute. And I think it's a nice one to be able to work with your color pencils. So that will be starting on Tuesday. But I wanted to go ahead and finish this lucky chicken. That way it is already done and we can get started on our next live stream painting, or actually color pencil. So our live stream drawing. So anyways, enough of the chit chat. Let me go ahead and turn this around so that way you guys can see the finishing of the lucky chicken. All right, so I went ahead and put out some of my pinks, my magentas, my reds, and I just kind of mixed all these colors together. Now, I went ahead and repainted these dice because they were just really, really light, and they were just a little bit lighter than pink than what I was really hoping for. So I wanted to kind of darken them up just a little bit. Now, I was kind of hesitant on whether or not I wanted to put my Liquitex Basics paint or acrylic paint on top of the, I think it was called System 3 acrylic paints. And they were just acting really, really weird. I can tell you right now that I really didn't like, and I didn't really enjoy painting with those paints. And so I wasn't for sure if I wanted to layer on top of it with the Liquitex Basics just because of how they felt when I was painting with them, the System 3s. They felt kind of like, almost like oily, or not really oily, but they felt very, like if it would have like a shine to them, like kind of like a glaze to them or something, like kind of like they just felt really weird. But once they dried, I went ahead and felt with my fingers on the actual dice, and it felt like it was still a matte finish and not like something that was covered in like kind of like a glaze, or I don't know how to even say it. It didn't have like a waxy feel on it or anything like that. So I felt safe enough to go ahead and paint over the top of it with my Liquitex Basics. So that's what I did. I went ahead and toned these dice down. I kind of added some darker pinks in there and just kind of went over it again just to kind of get it the way I wanted it, or at least the colors a little bit better too. So the next thing I decided to do was just kind of work on touching up some of his little beak here and his little face. Like, I just didn't feel like I got what I wanted out of it. And sometimes that can happen. I mean, depending on how late in the day it is or what you've done, whether or not you're tired, or maybe you just need to wake up a little bit more too in the morning. But either way, sometimes if you just wait until the next day, get your rest, you can come back with fresh eyes and be able to work on this a little bit more if you see anything that kind of bugs you in your painting. So that's what I did with him. I just went ahead and kind of added a little bit more to his beak. And at first I kind of made it a little bit whiter, white, like the color whiter. And then I added a little bit of, and I haven't gotten it out yet, I was just adding a little bit of the white for his beak. And then I went ahead and got some of the Naples yellow and put that in on his beak after it dries. Here I'm taking my Payne's gray and making some shadows, just kind of like in his feathers. And this is just random too. Just kind of placing it out here and there. Now he looks kind of dark, but I wouldn't worry too much about it because then I'm going to start throwing in some more of kind of like a purpley kind of color. I mixed in a little bit of pink in with my white and a little bit of the Payne's gray. It's just very, very light color. Almost, it's close to a white, but it's not completely. Here I'm taking the Naples yellow and I'm just kind of splashing it in here and there all throughout his body, or at least I'm going to. Right now I got his head going. And then I went ahead and put some more white in there, just for some highlights here and there. I'll have to do another coat. Here's some of that yellow, just kind of splashed in there. And now I'm putting in a little bit more of the Payne's Gray to make it a little bit darker in some areas for a shadow, which is really nice. I really did like the way this turned out. He would definitely look like a crazy chicken. It was like a crazy lucky chicken. There's some of that Naples yellow that I just kind of mixed in with some white and put in a little touch here and there in his face. This is definitely a weird chicken, or at least a different one. So here you can see a little bit up close on those feathers and how it is with the yellows and the Payne's Gray. But I am working on his feet next. So I went ahead and his feet had a little bit of like a pinkish tone in there. So I just went ahead and added some pink first. Then I'll end up transitioning into a Payne's Gray, but I'll just mix a little bit of white with it to make it more of a lighter Payne's Gray. Don't want it too light. I'll mix in with my cards in the back there. Clean up the edges. So it was like a gray going into pink little feet. So I knew that he had kind of like a different kind of looking feet, which just makes it unique for this painting. So after I do those little feet with the Payne's Gray, I'm going to come back in and add a little bit more of a darker Payne's Gray, so that way we got a little bit of a shadow in there. I will come back through though and add even a little bit more of a darker color, or at least darker of the Payne's Gray. There's a little bit of white mixed in with it, so it's not completely dark. But I just used Payne's Gray. I didn't use any black on this. So here I'm just adding in some of my darker Payne's Gray in for some shadowing, maybe some little textures in his leg. Bringing it on down, adding some little details, little lines, maybe little wrinkles. Now I'm going to come back in and paint his little nails, and I just added a little bit of Naples yellow to it for his little claws there. Here I'm coming through with a little bit more of a lighter color, so that way I can add a little bit of a lighter gray, Payne's Gray, for any kind of highlight. There's a little bit more highlight coming down. Going in with a white for a little highlight. And that just adds a little bit of texture to it by adding some of these little white reflections. And also, too, I still need to go in and add a little bit more of a darker shadow. So I'm taking just straight Payne's Gray with no white mixed in. And that's where I'm going to start making more of my darker shadows in here. Like his little lines or little shadows in between his toes or his little wrinkles or anything like that. I'll use this darker Payne's Gray, just straight Payne's Gray. So after I get through with his feet, if there's anything else that maybe I might see maybe later on, I can easily catch it and just go ahead and make some minor little changes. But other than that, I finally finished this crazy kind of lucky chicken, and I absolutely love it. It's just, I love the textures. And here it is sitting on my shelf with my Valentine's stuff underneath red light. But as you can see, those yellow, or that Naples yellow that I threw in, definitely it makes it look like it's glowing. And I really like the texture too, because it adds a nice little shadow from the light bouncing off of it. So I couldn't be happier with this piece. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And also to remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Click the like, share, leave a comment. Any of those things help this channel grow. And also remember to click that little bell icon. That way YouTube can notify you whenever I come out with another video, which I will for sure be coming out with another one here shortly. So until next time, bye everyone.